Good dear fellows, I hope everyone is doing well. We have yesterday studied the general discussion about the research course, and we discussed the general idea that how research can help you in your career and all these things. And today we will focus on how to craft an effective research synopsis. This is a comprehensive guide for graduate students and early care researcher. If you don't know about details, if you don't know details about the research proposals and things in this lecture, after that lecture, you will be able to draft an effective research synopsis. So let's see what we will discuss today. First of all, we will discuss about the introduction, then how to decide a topic, how to start a writing, and what are the component of research synopsis, detailed examples, tips of success, practical examples, and then question and answer session in which you can ask any type of question and we will respond to that. So, if we look at the research method versus methodology and discuss this different aspects like meaning, focus, and scope of research method and research methodology, you have to differentiate between these things. Basically, research method means the tools and techniques, and research methodology means the philosophy and rationale behind these things. And focus of research methods basically focus on data collection and research methodology. You have to focus on research design and logic, and the scope of research method is narrowed down, and the scope of research methodology is broad. Let us dive deeper into these things and why methodologies matter, why you need to describe everything in detail, why you need to describe that you are doing to conduct this research, you have to write a research proposal, why you need all of these things. Because when you do write documentation process and you go through the documentation process, you complete the documents like research synopses in which you define everything. It determines the logic behind the method selection, that why, what are you doing to do and what have you done, and it ensures accuracy, efficiency, and relevance. And it also answers that why this method, how reliable is it. And then let's start the discussion about the research synopsis. And if we generally define it, research synopsis is basically a concise summary of your proposed study, which outlining your objective, methodology, and expected contribution. So basically, research synopsis is the whole structure, provides you the whole structure or summary of your proposed study, that you want to do this and that things, and you have to explain everything, you write down everything, and then present that things, and it becomes easy for you to work on that in future. And the purpose of research synopsis is to communicate the scope and significance. When you write a specific research idea, you can share it with the mentor, with different professors, or in your same institution or abroad, and it will help you secure approvals and funds. You can do submit research synopsis to programs where fundings are available, and you can get funds, and it act as a roadmap for your project. And anyone who want to understand your whole research can easily understand it from your research synopsis. And the key feature is clarity, brevity, and structure organization. Your research synopsis must be clear, and it must be structurally organized, and everything must be in place. Now, before that, you have to decide a topic, that how you want, about what topic you want to write and you want to do research. So, we will discuss that in research synopsis. This is the first step to decide a topic. So, what are the strategies to generate ideas? Basically, if you want to decide a topic, if you want to do research on some sort of topic, you have to review the recent publications. You can for, let's say, for example, if you want to do research about cardiology, and you are interested in CVDs, cardio related cardiovascular disease. And the first thing you have to do is to review the recent publication, like in last 5 years or 10 years. You will review that publication and gather the different research gaps present in that articles, that publications. And you can also attend conferences and seminars, and it will broaden your scope. It will help you better understand the different things. And specifically, if you attend conferences and seminars related to your field, and it will definitely enhance your skills to select a topic and to find out about the research gaps in the field. And You can identify literature gaps, and from that you can decide your topic. Now your topic must be aligned with the interest, and make sure that it definitely matches your strength and passion, because if your passion and your strengths is in cardiology related diseases are related to cardiology, and you are trying to write a research proposal in neurology or some other field, gastro or gynecology or anything, then it would be difficult for you to write that thing. So your research topic must align with your strengths and passion, and the research topic which you have considered and you want to do work on must be practical. So practicality must be present. You have to consider the resources, the time, and the feasibility. If you want to do some type of research in according to regarding cardiology, and you have mentioned a lot of high resources and different sources that and different analyses that are not yet available in the country, then how can you do this? So you have to consider your resources, your financial resources, your time, that are you able to complete that in that specific time? If you are unable to complete it in a specific time, do not go for this topic. And feasibility, because research must be feasible and easily be done. And the tips is to use brainstorming techniques and consult mentors about deciding on a topic. If you want to decide a topic, you can consult your mentors, your research seniors, and you can also use brainstorming techniques along with the different techniques like reviewing recent publications and conference seminar and literature gaps. So you can also use these things. And now, how to start? Starting to write, you're about to work on the research synopsis, and you have decided the topic. You are now moving towards the write up. Now, first of all, the main thing is the brainstorming and map out ideas and themes about how you want to conduct this research, and then generate a clear framework in the form of outlines. And after that, start research and gather credible sources and data, and then start rough, focus on structure, our perfection. You have to focus on that structure. While after writing the outlines, you have to stick yourself to the outlines, and you have to focus on that outlines. And if you work on that outlines, and it will be easy for you to complete your research synopsis in due time. Now, components of research synopsis. If you discuss the component of research synopsis, title, we have discussed about the title, that it must be concise and descriptive, and abstract. Abstract is basically our view with objective and significance, and you have to write the abstract at the end. Even if you are doing a research article or anything, you write the abstract at very end, because first of all you have to write introduction, then methodology, then everything, and after that, from that already written details, you will just extract 200 up to 200 words abstract. And in introduction you can add different headings, but normally you can add context and background about any disease or anything you work on, or any research project you work on. You have to add the context and the background of that thing, and then mention your problem statement, that why you want to do research, how you want to solve this problem, what is your problem statement. And then objective and research question, you do mention your objectives, that I have that these objectives, like having one, two, three, or four, whatever objectives you have, you can discuss it. And then research questions, you do mention your research question in the introduction. And after that, in methodology, you have to completely write the design and approach of the research, what type of study design or research design you want to use for your study, and what will be the approach of doing that work. So it is very mandatory to know about the methodology, that have to know about the research design and the approach you want to, or you want to do a qualitative study or quantitative study, and what type of research design you are using. And then data collection and analysis technique, you have to discuss that data collection and analysis techniques in your methodology, that you're going to collect data like this, and through these pathways, and you have to mention everything, that I will collect data from different hospitals or patients, or already secondary data, I will collect secondary data from different organizations. And now also mention that how you will analyze this data, like you can mention that we will analyze this data through SPSS or any other software, or Python, whatever you want to use. And then also write the techniques that I will conduct t-test, chi-square test, and probability test for my data. And then in expected outcomes, usually people ignore this section in the research synopsis, and this should not be ignored, and you should write the contribution and impact. That what are the expected outcomes, like you are writing research synopsis and research proposal, so you have not conducted your research yet, so there are no results with you, but you can add that expected results, that yes, I'm confident that with this research, I can contribute to science by finding the prevalence of CVDs in specific areas, or it will help better understand some specific problem or disease. So you have to write that expected outcomes, and then references. You have to add a credible and up-to-date sources, references from that sources, and if we discuss some example of good and bad titles, like what are good titles? Good titles, let's see if you look at these titles, the role of artificial intelligence in early diagnosis of CVDs, or investigating the impact of sleep disorder on mental health and cognitive function, or evaluating the effectiveness of vaccination program in controlling infectious disease. Like if you look at these titles, the title totally explains that what type of work they want to do, and what will be the interventions, what are the problems, and how they want to do these things. So these are the example of good title, that anyone who reads your title do know that you want to do that type of research, and he got the idea that yeah, and this person is going to do that type of work. So good titles are really good in a sense that you can easily make people understand that what you are to do, and what you are trying to do. And now, if we look at the bad titles, so bad titles are like AI in heart disease, sleep and mental health, vaccination program. So no one can understand it, what we really want to do. If you are working on sleep and mental health, and like you present the topic, the title that I am working on investigating the impact of sleep disorder on mental health and cognitive function. Anyone can understand that, yeah, you are working on impact of sleep disorder on the mental health and the cognitive functions. Yeah, so definitely the expert will know that how you will evaluate the mental health, and how you will evaluate the cognitive functions, and you will also study the impact of these things on impact of sleep disorder on these factors. So anyone can understand it. But if you tell them that I'm working on sleep and mental health, no one can get the idea that what type of work you want to do on sleep and mental health, because normally sleep is good for mental health. And then why they matter? Because good titles are specific, clear, and reflective. Good titles are specific, you can easily understand things, they are very clear and reflective, they reflect the research work you are doing, and bad titles are vague and leg focused. So if you look at the common pitfalls, what are the common pitfalls to avoid overloading with information? Keep it concise. Don't overload your data with too much information and ambiguity. Do not add and ambiguous words or sentences or objectives or methods, and lack of originality. You have to address a unique gap. You have to study a unique gap, and neglecting feedback. Do not neglect feedback. Incorporate criticism, and do not consider criticism as a negative thing, and consider criticism as a positive thing, and you will improve with time. And you can also discuss your research proposal with your fellows and with your mentors, and they will guide you about these things, they will guide you about the work, and you can do changes according to these things. Now if you study the sample abstract, let's look at this. This study explored the use of artificial intelligence in the early diagnosis of cardiovascular diseases. It demonstrated how AI improved diagnostic accuracy and speed of detection, offering potential for personalized treatment despite challenges like data privacy and system integration. So, basically, what is abstract? You have to write abstract at the end. Abstract defines your total research it in few words, or in abstract is basically a summary of your complete research, which you in where you discuss your results, how what you are studying, how are you studying, and what were the results when you studied that thing. Now, if we looked at the introduction, this is the introduction where you write a context and problem statement, and then objectives, and in methodology section, you have to write the design, like you are using computational analysis, using AI model for early CVDs, diagnosis and data collection, like you will collect medical imaging, patient data, and genetic information and analysis, like machine learning algorithm. You are going to use a machine learning algorithm to analyze and predict CVDs risk, and it will definitely improve diagnostic accuracy and speed. So, what are the tips for success? Be clear and precise, avoid jargons, and engage stakeholder. Regularly seek feedback from your mentor or your supervisor, and revise multiple drafts and stay organized. Use tools for citation and notes like Zotero and EndNote, etc. And sample research synopsis, like this is the sample research synopsis where you, in sample research synopsis, you have to write title, then abstract, objective, methods, and outcome summary, and then introduction. In introduction, you discuss the background, problem, and objectives, and then in methodology, you have to describe the approaches, data sources, and techniques which you have used, and expected outcomes. You have to highlight the projected contributions, and in the references, you have to list key references. So these are the simple example of an research where ethical approval is also necessary for results. So you have to to get ethical approval for your study, and you can get ethical approval from your institute easily. There must be an ethical committee, and you have to present your idea and request them. They will provide you ethical approval. This is a simple template of research synopsis where you have to write introduction and then importance, rationally, objective, hypothesis, setting, and duration of the study, population and samples, and then inclusion and exclusion criteria. What type of people you will add in include in your studies, and what type of people you will exclude from your study. And then the study design, that how data analysis will be performed, what type of process will be used, sample size, and then sampling techniques. And in methodology section, you have to briefly mention the different collection processes and data analysis techniques, and then bibliography. So this is the basic pathway of doing research synopsis. The key takeaway is a strong synopsis is clear, concise, and structured, and align your topic with interest and literature gaps, and revise and incorporate feedback. You can send us questions, answer. So this lecture was totally about research proposal, that how you want to do research proposal. There are some other tips for the research proposal. Let me share them with you. Another short tips are there. So we will also discuss these things, like crafting an effective research synopsis. This is the different types of research. Like if you are doing a basic research, which is a theoretical and expand knowledge, and applied research like practical and solve real world problem. You can also do quantitative research, numerical or statistical, and qualitative, which is descriptive and thematic. And for all these things you need research synopsis. Now, the section one is how you will organize your research synopsis. First of all, follow the formatting guidelines provided by your instructor, and if you don't have that guidelines, you can easily get the formatting guidelines from your institute or the journal in which you want to. So, if for articles, you can get that things from journals, and for your research synopsis, you can get that formatting guidelines from your instructor or your institute easily. And then also set up headings, give proper headings like title, abstract, introduction, literature review, objectives, hypotheses, methodologies, references, and everything. You have to make proper table of content, and then format your references according to the acceptable style which is used in your institute, and you can use that thing. And then the section two, writing your research proposal. Now format your title page following your instructor guidelines. You have to properly work on your title page and make it presentable. You cannot submit your research proposal without aligning it or without working on it, and without doing the proper formatting and all these things. So you have to format your title page according to the instructions provided by your supervisor or your institute, and then identify your research problem. That objective of this research is to do this thing. You have to properly identify the research problem and properly add that thing in your research. And then in your literature review, you must describe the work done by the other researchers, that previously this work was done by that scientist, and and this and that. So you have to properly mention that things. And in objectives, you have to set the goals or objectives for your research project. You must provide your specific objectives like in the form of 1, 2, 3, or you can easily put that in the objective section, and you have to stick to that objective section. And then also list your hypothesis for your research project, that you do have this type of hypothesis, you want to conduct research on this, and your objectives are this, and according to your objective, these are my hypotheses. And then discuss the methodology and methods you will use in your research, all the methods that you will use in your research, discuss it in detail, and provide details of every method you will be using in your research. And then complete your abstract at last. You don't need to complete abstract at first. After completing all the work, you can then write the abstract in the end. So section 3 is reviewing and editing your research synopsis. After completion of your work, you don't need to review it at the same time. You must take a break before you start editing, because your mind will be already too much fluent with this information. So you must take a short break and then start editing of your research proposal which you have completed before the break. And you also edit for clarity and concisions. You must keep these things like, let's say these results are easily reproducible by anyone who has the correct equipment. So the correct form of this sentence will be, anyone who has the correct equipment should be able to reproduce these results. So you have to make it clear and concise. And then check the format of your references. There may be some references which may not be in the proper format, so you have to make that references in proper format. And you must look at your references in detail. And then, like if your institute demands APA format, and you have references in APA and Harvard and different formats, so you have to make it check it, and format your references according to the instructor or the institute guidelines. And also proofread your synopsis carefully before submitting the synopses. You must proofread your synopses, and then you must share it with your fellows researchers and your research mentor, and then take that criticism or that mistakes positively and work on that thing. After several drafts, you will be able to write a detailed and complete synopsis, and you can share it with your classmates and friends for review if they are expert, and discuss things with them that you want to do this type of research, and if it works or not, you will be able to do this. And all these things you can discuss with your fellows and classmates, friends, and mentors. So they will guide you about their things, and it will boost your energy and encourage you to complete your work, and do a second round of editing and proofreading, and look if there is any mistake. And this is all about research proposal. So if you have any questions, you can ask, and you can also send us questions, and hopefully to see you in the next lecture.